Hey everyone, and welcome to Unsupervised Consequences. I'm your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and we are talking about, making changes in your life. Recently, it's become more my focus is probably around October, which I explained previously. Um, my focus became changing the direction of my life with the idea that to get to somewhere you haven't been, you have to do something you've never done. That being said, at that point in time, I had gotten down. I was over 450 pounds, and in October I was 400 pounds, and I proceeded to lose that weight. And today weighed in at 285.4 pounds. And this was kind of an explanation of my last series, which was Where Did the Rest of Me Go? Was kind of how I did all that and the elements that I learned. And right now, what we're talking about is kind of I went on vacation, came back, and how I'm doing to get back into things, which has been an issue. It's been difficult. But today's subject is going to be listening to yourself first. I feel like there's a lot of the times that we lack confidence or trust or even understanding of our own inner self. Um, I heard somebody describe human beings as horny electric meat. That's what we actually are. And in all honesty, that is one of the perfect definitions of what a human being is. Because remember, we aren't a person. That's not true. We're not a brain, no, but we're what operates inside the brain, and that is really how it works. It's quite the stretch to understand who we are and how it works. So a lot of the times, and I think I said this again in yesterday's episode, was that the idea or the principle that we live with is that we only need one person to support us and to for us to go forward and achieve our goals. But wouldn't it be amazing if that one person was just ourselves? And that's one of the hard parts about being a human being, and especially when you're trying to change yourself. A lot of the times, people will go, "Oh no, you're not like that." And you're like, "Well, why can't I be like that?" Um, I had a friend today. Like right now, I hit 285, which puts me back on track, and I'm losing again, and I've finally got my business together, and I started doing a long term fast, which I feel great right now. Um, right now, I should be at about 78 hours. So, uh, I'm going to go to tomorrow, maybe even the next day, just because I need to grow. But one of those key components has been listening to myself for the whole week. I've been putting off being able to fast. Oh, we do this. Oh, there's this, there's this. And I know I'm strong enough to do it. So why wasn't I willing to push myself? It's a hard question. So in doing that, what I did was, and I talked about this yesterday, was the idea of autopilot where you start your day off and you would push forward to do all those things that you want to do. The advice was around the idea of like not picking up your phone, not checking your emails, not turning on your computer, but going out, um, doing chores around the house or working out or exercise, any of those things. And the whole consideration would be that if you do it automatically, then you would be able to get your goal without even having realized that there were other options or there were other circumstances. And I'll tell you, this morning, I kind of did that ish. Um, I took my time. It's Sunday. It was relaxing and everything. But realistically, by noon, I had finished a full workout. I had gone for a bit of a walk, got out and got some sun, took care of some stuff here, jumped in the shower and was starting to get ready and everything. And I was able to enjoy more of my day knowing that I had done all that. And in all honesty, I was discussing this with my wife was the idea that, hey, was I going to continue fasting? And I was like, I'm not really sure. But then I said to myself, well, hold on. Am I happy with the weight I'm at? No. And I know that fasting really helps me realign myself. So I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? I need to push a little bit forward so that I can feel better because there's more that I have to do. That all being said, I was able to surpass. Like now, I've already had you know everything done for the day. Uh, so I'm focused on. Well, I'm can't eat for the rest of the day. The earliest I'm going to be able to eat will be tomorrow, and then that's a different issue. But maybe I can go a little bit longer. Why can't I see or experiment with those results like I was before. And it's given me a revitalized position of being able to achieve, because one of the real difficult situations throughout being a large person my whole life was around the idea of that you would hit a plateau and then you have to get harder to get through that, and it's you gotta work and this, that, and the other. I haven't plateaued yet without realizing that, oh, it was my own doing. It had nothing to do. No, I can go until I need to, or until I achieve the goals that I'm trying to achieve. If that's the case, then there is no limitation. That's all just up here. And like I said, listening to yourself is the key here. When you will stand there and poke holes in your own rationale, it's not meant to devalue yourself, and it's not meant to hold yourself back. The idea would be to evolve to a position where you could critically think and understand so that you could learn to push forward. If you can push forward, it means that you can achieve more. If you can achieve more, then future changes. In this scenario where I've been trying to change my future, I've realized in every circumstance that I have to do what I've never done before. It seems like a simple statement, but in all honesty, it has been one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. And I am enjoying it more than I ever thought possible. Even I stated that when I came back from my vacation with my wife, that I was anxiously looking forward to fasting and working out. And I definitely hit the ground running with that. And that was a huge help. It was a huge opportunity for my growth and to give me a better understanding of who I was and how committed I was to these changes in my life. Which, if anything, a lot of people could stand there and say that helped me reinforce what I was trying to do. But I also had to balance that with, you know, my inner self. Like I said yesterday, was that your body can be a jerk, but your brain is quite the deceiver, and will just be like, "Well, you did all this stuff. You should be able to indulge a little bit. What's the big deal, right?" That's not helpful. And even talking with my spouse, the one of the key components has been like how I regulate my diet and what I consume really adds value to my stability, both emotionally, mentally, and with regards to trying to achieve my goals on a daily basis. Knowing that full well, it put me in a position where I was better equipped to handle those objections internally and be able to stop, bring it down, make sense of everything, and try and move forward, right? Because if you succumb to those thoughts, which we all do, there's nothing wrong with that. It's about eventually learning to push through them. Then we can be in a position where we can do more. For myself, the amount of people who have looked at me and going, "Wait, you haven't eaten in 2 days?" And I go, "No." They're like, "How is that possible?" It's not that hard when you have a plan. And that's, I talked about it before, was the idea of trusting the process is a key component to how you want to operate and how you want to maneuver things. Without trusting the process, or at least having a process or a plan, it means that you can't. And that always starts inside you. I know for myself, a lot of the times that I've ever tried to formulate things, I'm like, oh, I got to straighten it out up here before I can put it pen to paper. And that goes back to something I was taught a long time ago. There was a time, I want to say it was in Persian history, maybe Babylon, I'm not sure. But the idea was that if a law was written, you couldn't rescind the law. And that's why it had to be dated, it had to be debated, it had to be really deconstructed and understood to know exactly what were the ramifications of that decision. In the same sense, for myself, I find that if I'm careful with what I try to make as a goal or an aspiration, even, that's really what matters. Um, I can straighten it out in my head. I can poke as many holes as I want into it, and that will give me the opportunity to push through, knowing full well what I'm up against. Like we said before, was not having a plan is planning to fail. And that doesn't mean that you have to follow strictly and can't deviate from the plan. No. What it means is you have an understanding of what may be coming and how those obstacles may funnel out. But once you know, then you can anticipate, adapt, and overcome. And if that's possible, then there's no reason why you can't do anything. So I'm going to leave it there and just understanding that the key component is listening to yourself because um, we are in charge of our actions. And without being in charge of our actions, we're just a passenger in our life. So listening to yourself um, with regards to your goals and your direction gives you the opportunity to really push forward and to achieve those things you never thought possible. So, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like this video, or share it with somebody you think may benefit from it. I am looking forward to continuing this series as I continue my journey of becoming the healthier or best person I can become. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave it down in the comments, and I will happily answer them as best I can. But please tune in every day. I try and make them shows every day at around 10 p.m. And that way, we can convene here and I can answer my questions as best I can. So, in the meantime, have a great day and I'll see you tomorrow.